What a way to start our live stream, asking everyone to wait for me. I apologize. Give me one moment. I'm still not completely set up, but I'm just about there. All right. Welcome in, guys. Who do we got? We got Bruce Bain. Bruce, how are you? Hey, Ellie. Ellie has to watch her sister. I hope everything is well with your sister. I hope you're feeling pain-free today, Ellie. What's up, Sniper? Greetings, beautiful souls. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday to you. Hit the like while you wait. Bruce has arrived, family. Well, guys, appreciate you being here. Bruce is well in spirit. I'm glad to hear that. So we have a few friends who are live right now. Mary's Gigs is live. Let's see. I think that's all I'm seeing at this moment. You know, of our good friends. Difference just decked out the Aaron cupboard. How's it looking? Few things to talk about. For those who, and I'll be repeating these throughout. For those who have the time and the inclination, Cat and Jack is close. She's so close. I honestly think by the end of next week, we get Cat fully monetized. Well, 3K monetized, which is big. If anyone feels inclined to, checking out my mustache, to possibly play a playlist for Cat, be much, much appreciated. Let's see, 1 second. Hey, Richard. Guys, our friend Bruce is in need. Hey, good point. Is in need of some help. Getting some rent paid for the month. If anyone wants to swing over and help him, I know him and his family would greatly appreciate it. If you can, hey, good point. I already said that, right? And again, if you can help out Cat and Jack with some watch hours. Wednesday, well, tomorrow, our friend Walking with Goldie is coming up, and she's going to begin her journey. This is going to be a 3-parter for Goldie. Some people know, from almost 2 years now of talking with Goldie, parts of her journey. Now you're going to hear the whole thing. It has not been an easy road for her, and how she has arrived here. She's going to let you know. Hope you guys tune in. Adam's going to come up maybe this afternoon, maybe tomorrow evening, whatever works best for him. Tonight, who knows, we're going to sing. Wednesday, breaking free. Lori Corbin, MSW. She has a master's degree in psychology, therapy, sociology, social work. She is worked as a psychotherapist for 25 years, specializing in substance abuse, anxiety, and depression, which she has treated with a spiritual focus. She's also an interfaith minister, and she is a teacher of A Course in Miracles. Breaking free is how forgiveness and A Course in Miracles can set you free. That's what A Course in Miracles is all about. It's not about being a good person. You end up being a better person. It's not about being a spiritual person. You end up being very spiritual. It's not really about being a person. It's about being free of, hey, goals, being free of the psychological drama that we bring upon ourselves. She's going to be up Wednesday. I hope you wrote some questions. What's up, Big Al? Let's see. Who else we got? Hemlada, how are you? Nice to see you. Bruce says, yeah, we're 125 away from being saved from imminent eviction. So, if enough people show up, $1, $2, $3, whatever, entirely up to you. There's no pressure. Just putting it out there for a friend. Mint has 3 songs for later. Awesome, chocolate. Or awesome, mint. Sorry. I should just say Richard. Hey, Lucy. And Lucy's got some songs later. You all see Eric Lapointe working hard, and you think, wow, that guy really loves burpees, right? He's in training. He is in training. I believe he has an energetic dance routine to a particular song. I'm not at liberty to say what song it is. I don't know when it's going to be ready. When he feels like he's going to be in shape enough to unveil this performance. But you'll know when you know. Thanks for saying hi, Eric. I appreciate it. We're getting up into the really busy time for Eric Lapointe. Hey, Adam. So what's going on with me? What's going on with my channel? It's a good question. As some of you might have seen, I've been bringing a lot of guests up. People have new friends, old friends have stepped up to share some stories of addiction recovery. I'm bringing friends up who have some spiritual ideals similar, some maybe quite different than my own. Thank you, Eric. Eric has been, he is my longest channel member, and he is the reason why I have membership. He's also a reason for a lot of times during some hard times on my channel that I've kept my head up and kept doing what I do. Because you know what? Eric Lapointe showed up and became Eric Lapointe, the burpee guy, the YouTube great, the awesome live streamer, in just over a year. I mean, he'd been hanging out with me a little bit longer, but he started doing the videos and burpees just over a year ago. So just, I don't know what to say to that, except it's amazing to watch someone. So yeah, I have some pretty, I've already had some pretty big authors who've come up, and teachers. David Hoffmeister came up last Monday, and he's someone that I've literally been in awe of for several years. And when I sat across from him virtually, I was overcome with the amount of joy that he just gives away. Absolutely amazing. My good friend Tom, who I've known for not quite 20 years, but getting close. Give me a second, guys. He was up last Friday before last. Hey, Evan. Bruce is sub to Eric Lapointe. Legendary Princess, how are you, my friend? I hope you have a great and wonderful day, too. I was just watching some of your shorts. Always, always so much fun to watch you. If I missed anyone coming in, I apologize. Hey, Lucy. Lee, how are you? Hamada has dropped a link. Please watch. Make sure that you watch, please, if you are so inclined. Remember, if you can do a playlist for Cat and Jack. She's so close, guys. Hey, L Dog. Richard says Empress Queen of the World was awesome. I enjoyed her story and of the response I got from my questions. She is an outstanding and positive person. You're right about that. Thank you for that feedback. She will be up again. And make sure you go visit her channel. Let her know how important she was coming up. Who else came up? James Plath, Mystic, most enthusiastic person that I know. Tim Freak, philosopher, amazing thinker, such a nice guy. I've been reading Tim for 20 years, so to have a chance to actually get to know him one-on-one was awesome. Richard says, you're welcome in, and I'm in it too. You're welcome, Yogi, and I'm in it too. I'll get that right. You know, the amazing thing, she's been offline friend of mine for over 20 years as well. She's been there with me as a friend through some of my hardest times in my life. Death, divorce. Hey, Joe. But it was that conversation with her here with you guys, I think was one of my most, and we've talked about all kinds of stuff. It was just different having her up here and sharing her with you guys. I think it was one of the most important conversations I've had with her and on YouTube as well. L Dog is chilling. Evan says, have you a material possession get wrecked or get lost on you that pissed you off? Yeah. Yep. I don't think you make it to 60 without having something that you've cherished in life. Not a possession and not material, but, you know, it's a bit of a mess after my divorce. Losing my two dogs, losing my dad, losing my mom. I've recently lost two cars. That would, one of them would be really nice to have right now, would make my life a whole lot easier, would also give me a lot of peace of mind. I had some stuff. I had a house that I had to sign over, and then we ended up losing it. Man, I don't want anyone to think that, you know, you hear me talk about some stuff and you think, well, it's easy for him to say, you know, he's been cruising through life. No, not at all, guys, not at all. I have in the past, way in the past, I've destroyed relationships that I've been in through my own irresponsibility and bad behavior. By bad behavior, it was never directed at anyone in particular. Just means that I did stupid stuff. Drinking when I should not have been drinking. Things along those lines. Richard says, Evan, I did. Someone stole a necklace I got from my grandma, and that really pissed me off because it was the only thing I had the heavy memories of her. I can understand that. And I had a locket on it with my photo of her, with a photo of her. You've been through it. I have been through it. But you don't, again, I don't think you get to 30 without having been through it, without having been through something. That says how lucky I am to finally look at the time. How lucky we are. I love Ewans. Ewans. We were talking about you, Kat. I was telling everyone how close you are to getting that big 3K. If anyone can put up a playlist for Kat, just have it up running in the background constantly, 24/7, until otherwise notified. It would be greatly appreciated. Adam, how are you? All right. Here's a little prayer. I know you guys didn't come here to hear a prayer. Here's the theme for my channel. Here's the theme for my life. This is from A Course in Miracles. Some of the text right at the beginning, chapter 2. Cat says you're so funny. I'm funny, but I'm sincere. Please, please, please do the playlist for Cat. I made a prediction. I don't, you know what? It has nothing to do with Cat. Nothing to do with Cat at all. But I made a prediction to Cat that by the end of next week, she'll be fully monetized. Well, she'll be 3K monetized. So this is purely from the ego. I want to look good. I want my prediction to come true. Absolutely nothing to do with Cat. Everything to do with me and proving that I'm right. So I can do a little victory dance in front of Cat. Say, I told you so, I told you so, I told you so. So don't, you can do it for Cat if you want to, because she deserves all that happiness. But more importantly, do it for me. Do it for me. I deserve a happy dance. I deserve to be right. I deserve to, prance around and say, look at me. Evan says, me and my girlfriend have been fighting. She gets mad at me for something that hasn't even happened yet, like being late because I didn't put my shoes on and start talking about me. I called her out. Now we're fighting. What if you didn't call her out? I'm not saying bypass it. We've talked about this before. It's more important. Well, don't let me say it's more important. Figure out on your own. Is it more important to be right or to be kind? Is it more important to have peace of mind or to be right? Because right now you're right, but you don't have peace of mind. Right now you're right, but you're in the midst of a fight. That can't make you very happy. Hey, Sam, how are you, my friend? Nice to see you. Give me a sec. All right, so let me read our prayer. Here's the objective of my channel. Here's the objective of my life. I think some of you will recognize this for sure. I know Kat will. I am here only to be truly helpful. I am here to represent him who sent me. I do not have to worry about what to say or what to do because he who sent me will direct me. I am content to be wherever he wishes, knowing he goes there with me. I will be healed as let him teach me to heal. There it is. We could sum it up. Let me see how much I can fit in the comment. Hey, speaking of plugs and helping out, if you guys want to help me, I'm aiming for 10K subs. I found out from our good friend Praveen, you can do like all kinds of sponsorships and stuff when you hit that 10K point. I'm at 8,469. So I'm not too far from hitting 10K subs. That would be a huge help. I don't know how it works, but I'll figure it out. So yeah, if you share things out, recommend me, even if you don't like me, recommend me on your worst enemy. Do you know what I mean? Send me out as punishment. Evan says, dude, you're right. How do I do that? Simple. Hey, Becca Bill. Choose to be kind. What if in every interaction, your only objective, your number one goal was peace? What if you valued peace of mind more than anything? What if you just wanted to feel good? You never feel good by proving yourself right. In order to do so, you have to make someone else wrong. You might do that, but they're going to be resentful for it, and you're not going to be at peace. And here's the wonderful thing about that: you can always attempt or seek to redo what you've done. I'm sorry. I was trying to be right. I did not take your feelings into consideration. And you could even say, I still think maybe I had a legitimate claim to the position, but I see that it has hurt you, and I would rather not hurt you. I'd rather sit here and hold your hand. I'd rather watch TV with you. I'd rather just take a walk. You'll get vegan ice cream together. It's got to be vegan ice cream. No other ice cream's going to work. But what if people are walking all over me? Why would you let someone walk all over you? Being kind, being patient, being caring has nothing to do with letting someone walk all over you. Zero. I often hear that from people. Um, this is probably the number one thing, and people actually use me as an example. But don't people walk all over you? No, I am actually tougher than you might think. I know it doesn't look like it, but it's true. Hi, Carl. How are you, my friend? Carl, I saw you went live this morning. I'm sorry that I missed you. I saw it after the fact. I still largely do all the things that I want to do. Training says, like to share and so you. Thank you, Training, my friend. Carl says, I have very little hair left. I find that hard to believe. I've seen your hair before. I see it once a week. I think it would take you 27 years to lose all of your hair. Even if it's sort of like falling out in bunches, it would still take you about 27 years. And if your hair started falling out, I would be walking behind you with a big bag trying to collect it and seeing if I could duct tape it to the top of my head. Hey, Tiger King. He says, Carl, your haircut looked amazing. Ah, you got a haircut. Carl got a haircut. Bruce Wayne says, hello, Swiggy. Thanks for saying that. Hello, Swiggy. Hey, Sissy. NBL, how are you? Sorry if I've missed anyone. Any thoughts on that prayer, by the way, guys? I'm here only to be truly helpful. Give me a second. Let's bring up something else. Course in Miracles says that inner peace is the sole practical objective and goal, achieved by shifting from fear-based thoughts to a choice of love, which requires changing one's perception through forgiveness and recognizing the ego's thought system as the root of conflict. It's a shift. The only practical aim of any interaction should be of peace. I'm not saying peace between two people. Sometimes that might be an impossibility. But when you are aiming for peace of mind, your own inner peace, then you are more likely to have an outer outcome that suits both parties. But if your first endeavor is going to be, I'm going to be right, I'm going to get what I want, and I don't care how I get it, you will never be at peace and you will never feel good about yourself. You'll never feel good about the situation, and you won't be at peace of mind. Some people might say I'm wrong. Probably. That's okay. But I have peace of mind no matter what happens. Even when I don't feel like I have peace of mind, guess what? I still have peace of mind because I can make peace with myself for not having peace of mind. It's truly, truly a wonderful thing to experience. Just knowing that it's there, that I can always make that my objective. Sorry, guys, what have I missed in the chat? Hey, Richard, have you heard for sure about your job? He says, Evan, that's why I'm a single lady. If a single lady moved in here, I hate to argue and know what I am like. It's okay to say, I think I'm right, and I believe this, and I believe I'm right, but you don't need to fight about it. What if he said, you know what, I absolutely think that I'm 100% right, but I'm willing to entertain the fact that maybe I'm wrong, and I wouldn't mind seeing things from your perspective. Thank you, Trending. I appreciate you liking and sharing. Richard says, no, not yet, Yogi, but in no rush. I know it will come in good time, and the staff really like me and what I do. Awesome. Hey, Richard, can you let us know what songs you're thinking about singing or the songs that you picked? Ellie says, how to Becca. Becca says, how did it go, Tiger King? Did your team win? Lee says, I think it's because Carlos said it's over 18. Yeah, he said he was going to do that. I forgot that he had mentioned that. Yeah, so Ellie, at least now you know it's not personal. No, it's not. It's not you personally. Carl just feels safer if everyone in his chat is over 18. It hasn't been personally directed at anyone in particular. Hey, Vicky. Evan wants me to read his last comment. See if I can find it. I'm all over the place in this live stream, guys. I apologize. Eric, make a simple poster people can print out and tape to the street pole. Just yogi, help relax in everyday life. I put it up for you. Hey, well, thank you for that. If you just told a friend, hey, there's some weird bald guy that comes up on YouTube 3 times a day and talks about weird stuff, I'd appreciate that. Adam says, original music's pretty intense, Richard. Oh, Johnny Cash, awesome. I thought about doing Ring of Fire one day. I'm glad you're doing it. Beautiful Thing by Benson Boone. I don't know Benson Boone. The one original that I wrote today. That's awesome. What do I say? Kids smell like Bill. Boot them. I don't think all kids smell like Bill. I hope not. Pancake, how are you? Vicky says, Yogi, I have a question. Am I allowed to ask? Sure. I don't know. I can't say that I'll have an answer, but you always got to ask something. Hey, Marlon. Benson Boone has some powerful stuff. Adam says, that's awesome, Richard. It's hard to write a song. Hey, Richard, I'm really honored that you're going to share it with us. Blue Moon Tiger King says, Eric Buzzin just got back from football. Nice. Glad you had a good time. We all need to get out and do something from time to time, right? Dog says, yo, Blue Bro. Ellis just had L Dog. Richard says, I'm not saying it's the best song, but what the heck? I hope you all like it. I know we will. Adam waves at Marlon. Vicky says, you think before society, government, system, and programming was painted as idea, we all were in one way, and they got split into different religions, groups of people? That's a great question. I think that we split as a people when ego became our main identifying symbol. When we began to think of ourselves as the thoughts that we were thinking, when we began to consider ourselves to be the narrator instead of part of the narration itself. Because now it was me versus them, my idea versus their idea, my idea about myself versus their idea about themselves. Not only that, my idea about you versus your idea about me. So it was the birth of the ego, and that came before religion. It came before government. It came before any societal organization. It was the ego that gave birth to government, the need for government. It was the ego that gave birth to religion and the need for religion. Before religion, we worshipped the worshiping life, the sun, the stars, the trees. Carl says, nobody listens to me. We listen to you, Carl. Actually, quite a few of us, probably everyone here, really enjoy listening to you on your live stream. Hey, Tiger King, perfect time. You want to come up and introduce yourself to everyone? Oh, he says, I just want to make friends with people. Sorry, Dog, didn't mean to make you feel that. Just keep being yourself, Ellie. I think it says, we all used to worship nature, and then we built an identity for the classification of classes of the ego, and then we made God. We made the concept of God. God itself is nature. God is the trees. God is the sun. God is you. God is me. God is all encompassing. What we did was made an ego. We made a God of ego. We made a God that sneakily resembles our ego. A God that is jealous, petty, in need of retribution. If you don't do what I say, I'll flood the earth. I will kick you out of the garden. Does that actually sound like a God of trees, a God of sun, a God of the wind? Does it sound like an all-loving God? Jesus, the Prince of Peace, representation of love, divine love. Would he spring forth from a father that was that mean and cruel? I'll let you guys answer that on your own. He says, Carl had a pint today and a trim. Largely not um, seeing a whole lot of the stuff going on in the comment section. Selective viewing, I guess, right? Here's one thing to consider. All we know is our interpretation of events. All we know. In yoga, they say all we know is from the what we can see through the kleshas, the five afflictions of the mind. It's the same in Buddhism, same term in Buddhism. I think Buddhism adds a few more that yoga doesn't have. Course in Miracles just sums it up that we can only see our interpretation of people and events. That's it. And our interpretation is always seen through the lens of the ego. The ego doesn't exist as an actuality, as a reality. So we are always seeing things not as they truly are. So we're never at peace and we're always pointing fingers. But you know that whole psychological trick? Every finger pointed, there is, I had to count to make sure, there is 3 pointed back at me. Thumb can do whatever it wants. Vicky says, yes, we made it all up in human ego for identities, superiority, caste, and self-respect. What would life be in 2025 without money? It would just be sharing. It would just be sharing. We would not allow someone to starve while someone else had an obscene excess. Can you imagine if you had a fraction of the money of the wealthiest person in the world, how many people you could feed and still have a fraction of the amount of money to be have everything that you needed? But we collectively shrug. Some people have some people have nothing. Some people live in opulence, others die in poverty every single day. Hey, Sue. Cooking Trend is here. Our friend Trending. Thank you so much. Richard says, Yogi, I have to go for now, but I will see you later for karaoke. Have a blessed afternoon. Thank you so much, Richard. Appreciate you hanging out. Hey, Abigail. Rainy day today. It's rainy off and on here, too. Richard says, take care, everyone. Hope to see you later on. Have an awesome day, guys. Carl says, you won't see me, Richard. Hey, Sunil. Sunil, thanks for hanging out last night. I know it meant a lot for Chris. It meant a lot for me. We had a lot of fun. Ollie says, we're going to try to paint a lake with trees. Pretty. Sounds awesome, Ellie. Abigail says, I'm helping everyone mod today, and you always do the best job ever. He says, Carl, I hope to see you later. It would make my week. So if all we have is our interpretation, and we're insisting that we're right, you want to know something very humbling? At one point in your life, especially if you meditate, especially if you do breath work, especially if you practice Buddhism or you practice yoga, or you practice A Course in Miracles, or you are a Sufi, or you spend any amount of serious time in certain types of therapy, you will clearly see that. And you will be humbled, if not even slightly embarrassed. I went through life insisting that things were this way, that this person was this way, someone else was another way. or practice yoga squirrel style. I think specifically the most enlightened people I know are squirrels, particularly Sue Squirrel. Carl says I'm not listening to, so goodbye. Goodbye, Carl. He says, what is everyone's favorite memory of Abigail? Lee, you and I share the same memory. Abigail coming up and singing. Ellie says I started painting for myself at the age of 10, but I've been painting from the age of 3. But it was always with my sister. Well, I'm glad you're still painting, Ellie. He says, Carl, I'm chatting to you. Please don't go. Adam says, I'd like to see your painting, Becca Bill. Becca says, sorry, Carl, I have to keep going off. So really what we're seeing is not just our interpretation of things, we're seeing our misinterpretation of things. All through the lens of an ego that doesn't exist. Again, how embarrassing. How embarrassing for me. I think when I fully saw that, when I was hit with that realization, when the ego very briefly, not permanently, I still very much have an ego present, but there are some times when it has dropped away. And when I saw that, my first not so spiritual reaction was, oh crap, that really sucks. What an ass I made of myself for such a long time. So we'll probably get an hour in, and we'll be back 5:25. We'll be a little bit longer for that one. As quite a few people have said, at least so far, that they do want to come up and sing something. Ellie, I think everyone should have something creative in their life that they can do. Vicky says, yes, sir, true. The temple in India where it has gold worth about 200 billion, and world population is 9 billion. People everywhere could be rich, and the temple is called. This is going to be tough. Paramahaswamy. How close was I? The scale of 1 to 5. 5 being not bad. 5 being the best. It's the same with the Vatican. Catholic Church has, again, an obscene wealth, especially for a church that was built on the fundamental principles of doing for others, of people, of someone who chose voluntary simplicity, voluntary poverty. Not poverty as in no food or no home, but a poverty of spirit in which he didn't need excess. An entire religion that says treat others as we wish to be treated ourselves. Ellie says, love you, Uncle Yogi. I love you too, Ellie. Thank you so much. Sonal says, good luck to Ellie. Hey, Sonal, I want to say one more time, thank you for hanging out with us last night and for your kindness. Vicky says, the government doesn't want anyone to reach it. It doesn't make sense, does it, Vicky? Hey, Vicky, what would you do if you had even like a small fraction of that fortune? What would you do with it? Adam says, a person I got good at drawing when I started drawing things that didn't interest me. Huh. It's an interesting take. Let's see. Becca says greedy government. Agreed. Hey, relaxing. How are you, my friend? This is very true, Yogi. How much do we need beyond our basic needs to be happy? I think everyone knows that answer. Has more of anything really made you happier in the long run? Or have you worried? I think everyone knows someone who, man, all they wanted was the shiniest sports car. And then they got it and they were always concerned about the sports car. If someone were to scratch that car, the rage that would emerge, that's not joy. Do the things that bring you joy. Joy, not happiness. Happiness might be conditional. The Bible was called the peace never passes, something like that. It's from the land, give it back to the land. Agreed. Adam says, Vicky, I think our cold government just teaches that we have to be warm to the ones around us. I have thought of bringing up some politically active guests, but I'm afraid it would turn into a debate, not with me, but a debate within the chat, maybe. Cat says they are so afraid of anything happening to the shiny sports car. They blacked it away in a garage and never drove it. Uh, and then the battery died. Just an, offhand suggestion or just an offhand thought, not based on anything. We do that with relationships too. If I get this person to love me, I will have everything until they don't love me any longer, or until I don't love them any longer, or until they go bald, or until they need glasses, or until they're not so funny anymore. This is based upon nothing personal, by the way, because as you know, I will never not be funny anymore. Right? Back me up on this, guys. These are just examples off the top of my head, top of my bald head, my bespectacled bald head, my bespectacled bald but funny head. Right? Thank you, Sanel. We got 100 joules. Adam says, L Dog, I want to show you my car. And you would think it was funny. Becca says, I turn the gold into beautiful jewelry and protective charms and give everyone one because everyone deserves it. And I love shiny things. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. If someone scratches your car, are they worth being alive? Why have those people near us? Because people are near us. People. They're not objects. Things happen. Cat says, you can't lose your funny. It's good to know. He says, I did have a wobble in the week, Adam. I brought my drama in here and I shouldn't have. Not fair on Yogi and y'all, but I've learned from it. Hey, Lee, think of this. If you hadn't brought it here, would you have learned from it? You might still be harboring, even having it fester, that issue within you. But you brought it here. You were able to see that it was something that you didn't want to do, and you changed it. You did that. wonder for just an instant if you could give yourself a round of applause for the insight of that entire incident that you realized. That's pretty awesome. I really, really, really hope you could see that. Lee, it's pretty amazing. Think about a year ago. How would you have responded to that whole thing a year ago? And where do you think you would be like 3 or 4 days later? Thank you, trending. Hey, Chris. Chris says I ordered my kazoo. I'm gonna order mine tonight. Hey, I was talking about this to Kat. Is there any chance that we would be in trouble with copyright infringement because we're playing music instead of just the words? What do you think? Adam says, Zuki, I think it's very similar in the Western world, except I don't know if they store a lot of grains. Plenty of monasteries that make wine. There are several counties in one state in the US that produce enough grain to feed every single starving child in the world. And you might ask why we don't, because that grain goes to feed cattle. That, uh, worldwide population wise, small percentage of people eat. Food says, Nature, you on Eric's live last night was one of my favorite lives Eric does. We do it once a month. This was our second month. We will be doing it Halloween. Oh, do I have a question trending? No. Chris is saying, Chris, I had a blast last night. Thank you so much. I wonder if we could figure that out. Vicky says, in India, we store grains, which is pure, not hybrid, for the future generations to know who the ancestors lived. Smart. Becca says, yes, give to children. Do I think people in general are greedy? I do think people in general are greedy. However, we are not people. I'm going to quote Pierre Talleyrand de Chardin, the great Jesuit priest as well as anthropologist, archaeologist. Seems a strange mix, doesn't it? Anyway, he said that we are not human beings that have an occasional spiritual experiences. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. The human experience is one full of greed, very often full of greed. As long as we relate to ourselves as solely physical human beings, we are going to experience lack, greed, pain, suffering, aggression, all the little things that we associate with our humanness. However, since we are not exclusively or even fully human, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. The more we relate to ourselves as spiritual beings, the more we simply look at the ego's reaction to the things of the world as one big oops, the better things are. He says, I miss the tiger. Did you have a good time? What was your favorite song? Hey, that's a good question. Chris, what was your favorite song last night? I think that we closed out strong with Laverne and Shirley. Adam says, I think the class division in India has for a long time been more obvious world than the class division in the Western world. However, I think it's quickly becoming evident that we have a huge gap. Chris says, Blue Moon, I appreciate that. I think I could use a little practice. I think it's actually more fun that we don't practice. Bruce says, I apologize. I had to exit chat momentarily. I'm still reaching out to other folks at the moment. Got you. It's understood, Bruce. Tiger King says, Fresh Prince of Bel Air. I mean, it was sick. That's because it was largely sung by Chris. Until I very rudely interjected myself in at the end. Chris nailed it all the way through. And at the very end, I went something like Bel Air and put my hands up, trying to claim all the credit. For shame. For shame on me. Chris says, Snow, you're so awesome. Snow is awesome. Thank you so much, my friend. 600 joules. Thank you. I caught that one. This is the first time I think I've seen the sun. That's absolutely awesome. That was from Soul Stars. Thank you, Soul Star. Sissy, my friend. You guys are so cool. So, thank you to Chris. Chris says, I still want to see Yogi dance. Halloween. I'm going to do the Monster Mash. Here's the thing. You want to hear a conspiracy theory? Guys, you know I'm not much into conspiracy theories. I mentioned this before. You've never actually heard the song Monster Mash. The song that we think we're listening to that sings Monster Mash is about a dance called the Monster Mash. There's no such thing as a song called the Monster Mash. The Monster Mash was a graveyard smash. Or it was about a song called the Monster Mash. So we are listening to a song about a song called the Monster Mash. We're not actually listening to the Monster Mash itself. We've never actually heard that song before. How deep does this go? I think pretty deep. I have been investigating this for quite some time and I've reached no bottom. Becca says, I love the Monster Mash. Let me bring the lyrics up. Let me prove my point. You can keep your grassy knoll and all those other. This is a conspiracy of all conspiracies. Whenever I bring this up, people are like, what is he talking about? So now I'm going to prove it with the lyrics. It's talking about a guy who was in his laboratory, as we in the mad scientist game say. His eyes beheld an eerie sight. For a monster from his lab began to rise, and suddenly to its rise, he did a dance. He did the Monster Mash. See what I'm talking about? Don't think I'm crazy. I love Dr. Demento. Sissy says I had a Jules from last month and added more playing the game. Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Hey, Sissy, I appreciate you thinking of me to use those jewels. Hey, Pahu baby. How are you? What are you doing? We're just talking. I was talking about the Monster Mash. Someone else says Yogi, or Nature Dog, right? I want to see Yogi dance too. I will have my own version of the Monster Mash Halloween. Don't hold me to that. I have done hand dancing when Soma has sung before. How are you doing? I'd like to copy the vampire part. I wonder what's online about conspiracy for the Monster Mash. Monster Mash. Okay, I'm not alone in this, guys. This is a headline from Ranker. Someone discovered something super weird about the Monster Mash, and people are freaking out. There's no denying that Monster Mash is one of the best Halloween songs of all times. Um, get ready to have your mind blown. You've never heard the Monster Mash. See? You've only heard a song describing the events of an eerie night where monsters dance to a song called the Monster Mash. I've been vindicated. Hey, Kamari, my friend, how are you? So, Chris, if I'm hearing correctly, you're saying that you want to add a dance element into our TV theme song night. There's been a lot of talk lately on my channel on interpretive dance, pretty much only by me. Still a lot of talk though. So hey, we could add that in, Chris. Sissy says, like the song by Concrete Blonde for Halloween, the vampire song called Bloodletting. I have never heard of that. Steph says, esoteric interpretation suggests the song is a metaphor for scientists with erectile dysfunction creating a cure, the Monster Mash, and then throw in an orgy for monsters representing different sexual preferences. Okay, I'll buy that. Chris says, I just read that it's generally allowed on a monetized channel on YouTube to play a kazoo. Now, I don't know if we're playing a kazoo with the music from theme songs will be an issue. So, Chris, if I were to uh, disable the monetization for a live stream, does that make a difference, you think? Sissy says, oh my word. You're not buying Sniper's conspiracy theory? Chris says, I never learned interpretive dance. That's the wonderful thing. How does anyone know if you're actually doing an interpretive dance correctly or not? Is it ever a wrong way to do a interpretive dance? Can you misinterpret an interpretive dance? Adam says, Chris, is that a joke? Chris is, yeah, fish. So we're gonna play, we're adding kazoos to the mix. We're gonna be an all-inclusive show. We're gonna be singing, we're gonna be playing musical instruments such as they are, kazoos, and we're gonna be doing interpretive dance. Let's see, Sash says, are you, is that a you? Am I gay? Uh, in terms of sexual preference, no. In terms of 1890s expression of pure joy and happiness? Yes. They were called the gay 90s after all, right? 1890s. Adam says, sometimes if we remove the musical, interpretive dance looks similar to a group in an asylum. If wondered back in my Grateful Dead days, what if you took away the music, what I would have looked like dancing. Uh, Chris says, good question, Yogi. Now, when I did the powwow and they were doing their singing and the drums, I did get a copyright strike. Did not get a copyright strike or anything along those lines. But I think the singing and the drums, though, were not of a copyrighted tune, right? You know what? I'm all for every musician making money off of their work. But isn't the whole thing about music? You want people singing your song, right? Can you imagine getting a song, making millions of dollars off it, and then telling everyone, but don't sing it. Don't sing it in public. It's weird when you think about it. Chris says, now when I'm wearing my mask, I would do interpretive dance with Yogi playing kazoo if we're allowed. Well, I could always do an interpretive interpretation of a song with my kazoo for you to do your interpretive dance. Now we're going deep down the rabbit hole, Chris. Adam says that would be a must see, Chris. Man, how freeing putting on that mask. I could put on the mask and this isn't Yogi. Adam says, I'm curious, Sissy, do you like Throwing Muses or Susie and the Banshees? Or his favorite, Bong Water? Becca says, same Yogi. Chris says, we should do that live with the monetizations off. I'm in. I'm in. I will definitely turn my monetization off for to have a good time with my friends. If someone said that you could do karaoke songs with music if you turn off the monetization for the night, I'm all for it, 100%. Guys, we're gonna wrap things up in just a minute. Hey, Chris, when are you going live next? Chris says, and vice versa. Snell says, Nature Dog was awesome yesterday. She sure was. Most importantly for me was one, how much fun I had with Chris. How much fun I always have with Chris. And two, how much fun everyone had. We kept up past her bedtime listening to us. And she was talking about it this morning on her live stream, how much fun she had. She even told someone, hey, if you're feeling down, go rewatch Chris and Yogi and you'll feel better. That was everything. If Chris and I made one and look at our friend Tiger King and how happy he was. Let's see. Snow says, as well as Yogi. Thank you, Snow. Chris says, Snow Nature, you are my friend. Agreed. All the way around, I agree. Adam says, yes, Sissy, they are awesome bands with female front ladies. Speaking of female front lady bands, I thought about doing the song Four Non Blondes. don't know if it's possible. I've never tried to sing it before. Someone else says, "You're welcome." Sissy says, "I believe so, Adam. They look familiar." I'd be willing to bet that you've heard Susie and the Banshees. Chris says, "Tonight at 7:30, Family Feud." Got you. 7:30 would be 6:30 my time. I will be getting ready to wrap up here, so I will have a chance to pop in to at least say goodnight. Looking forward to it. Snow says, "Nature's Dog, I try to keep the drama out of my channel." I only know one song by Four Non Blondes, the one that I know, the one they always play. Oh, what's up? I thought you were saying, "What's your favorite?" What's up? That's the only song I know by them. That's okay, Chris. Becca says, "I'm sorry I missed yesterday." Hey, Becca, we'll be singing tonight if you want to come up and sing or just hang out with us. Chris says, "I have all the positive feedback. Really wonderful, and everybody makes it so great." They do. I'm trying to work through issues with drama that comes to my channel, and I'm not talking about the trolls that come through to ask me if I'm gay or anything like that. That's just silliness. You know what I mean? It has zero effect on me or my chat. None. But there's been other sorts of drama going on. I've been unsure of the best way of handling it. As I said, my personal life policy is cast no one out. But when you say that, people think that you're, you know, as our friend Evan had asked earlier, that means people walk all over you. It doesn't mean that. Everything is taken from heart center. When you say cast someone out, it means you're not casting anyone out from your heart. But on a physical level, it means you might need to protect yourself and the ones that you care about. So I'm navigating. I'm navigating that. As well, the prayer that I had read from A Course in Miracles, I am here only to be truly helpful. Um, but I got to take everyone into account with that being truly helpful. So I don't know 100% where I'm going yet, but I'm trying to figure it out. I don't think you can ever promise like a truly safe place from conflict online. Someone's always going to find a way to press buttons, right? What I've always wanted was to help people find a way to eliminate their buttons, to be button proof, literally be bulletproof. That you always have that option of choosing peace of mind in any situation, which means people can do what people do, and you remain center in the calm of the storm. When you're centered in the calm of the storm, you are more apt to be able to find a peaceful resolution for everyone. Joining the storm, you just get more storm. But being at peace, you're the beginning of a solution. That's always been my objective to help people get to. I've come to a position of doubt, I'll be honest with you, if it's a possibility online. Maybe the internet has become too much of a wild and woolly place for such a thing to happen. Um, but I think all I can do is continue to try, continue to be myself, and at the same time, keep in mind my own best advice to myself that everything's a matter of the heart. Meaning that when it comes to casting anyone out, it means the heart. You might have to sometimes cast people out of your YouTube channel, unfortunately, sadly. And I think it might be at that point. Chris says boundaries are a great thing. It helps others and us. And Sunil says nature's all agreed. So the conclusion I'm coming is that my own heart will forever remain without borders or boundaries, as it should be. But my YouTube channel, which is a reflection of my heart, will have to have some boundaries. It will have to be able to serve to protect those that I care for and about. Does that make sense? Becca says, sorry, I'm listening, but I can't write because of my cat. She won't leave me alone. I know how it is. No need to apologize. My cat's being particularly well behaved for now, but she's asleep. She's probably dreaming of ways of being personally destructive towards me. That's why she's sleeping so peacefully. Snell gives us a thumbs up. When someone comes into my life, and if they say something that offends someone in the life, then I ask them nicely to stop that behavior, and then if they don't, we just delete the message. So do you just continue deleting the message? Do you ever time them out themselves? I am definitely open for suggestions to navigating things better. A lot of times when I am, uh, hey Leo, Leo says, much love, Yogi. Much love to you, my friend. I hope all is well. What are the big reps for the weekend? Something crazy. I'm absolutely positive. Our friend Leo said so. Speaking of boundaries, speaking of borders, this man has no boundaries as far as the limit that he can push for his reps. I think I know only one song by Blind Melon. Usually on my channel, I do time them out for their behavior. So I'm thinking about 24-hour timeouts. Everyone gets welcomed back as if fully forgiven, but they will be timed out again if the situation persists. I know 24 hours seems like a long time, uh, but I want everyone to know they can come back and start over, but I want 24 hours to think, do I really want to come back just to harass someone? There's easier targets, right? Snell says, I believe in giving them a second chance. Thank you for that, Sonel. Thank you so much for that. Danny says, Yogi, everyone here has amazing channel. Agreed, Danny. Agreed. Leo says, just finished my routine, brother. I'm sorry I missed it, Leo. What'd you do? Hey, Grandma 3. So that says, you're welcome. You guys have been, Chris, Sonel, you guys have been most helpful for me today. Man, crazy. Did my first burpee mile. 1 pump burpee and broad jump for 1 mile. 54 minutes total, all suffer. I bet. I bet. Man, I wonder how long I would be sore for if I did that. I'm thinking I'd be sore until Tuesday. I'm not talking about next Tuesday. I'm talking about I'd be sore until Tuesday 2027. Pretty sure. Adam says, well, I was sweating just reading that. We used to do kettlebell miles. We'd take out the two 24 kilograms and just pick them up in farmer's walk and we'd go for a mile. We'd have to set them down, but we'd go for the mile. All right. So let me say once again, Chris, Sonel, you guys have been hugely helpful for me. Uh, very meaningful. Thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Feel better. You know what? I feel lighter. My heart feels lighter. It was carrying a bit of a burden. Um, it's like I had to choose who I was going to hurt, and I couldn't stand it. I could not stand that feeling, and it would come to me on some of my live streams where I had to make a choice. Thank you, guys. Someone else says, no problem, Yogi. Adam says, I didn't mean to call anyone a liver. That's okay. Well, now you've gone too far. When you said, hey, Adam, you and I are going to have some problems if you call me a spleen. Chris says, I've never timed or blocked anyone, but the mods do if the person seems to be disrupting. I trust my moderators. All right, Sniper, I agree. First attempt can be a cry for help or intent. The second will be intent. Thank you, Sissy. Thank you so much. I think some of the people that we know who are more often than not, off not. I don't know. All right, second attempt. Says Nature Dog. I don't time them out unless the host told me or block. Says also, sir, that was very kind of you. Yes. Chris says, when I think about it, I might have timed people out a few times because it was really bad what they were saying, but I do leave it basically up to my moderators if I'm hosting, and I trust my mods. Trust my mods' judgments. I trust my top mods for sure. I trust everyone. Otherwise, they wouldn't have a mod status. But everyone who has a mod status wasn't given it to act as a moderator. It was to help connect with people. I'm perfectly happy those who have the top mod to, and they all know me. Sniper knows me and my channel better than anyone. I trust him implicitly to handle any detail. I also don't like putting all that responsibility on him because I'd like Sniper just hanging out with me too. Sniper says to Chris, your thoughts on getting Eric to 10K? Week of sub only. Have you tried that? If people are willing to chat for free, so it's the subscribe button. Thanks for the flower, Sissy. Adam says, Grandma, do you have a new baby in your house? Are you grandma 4 now? So says, Squirrel Sniper is awesome. Absolutely. You're absolutely right about that. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. I have a couple phone calls to make. Some people have asked me to reach out. And we'll be back. Come on by. Oops. Thank you, Sissy. Wow. What's up,
Where
Jess?
do you think you're
that close to slipping out?
Where did you think you was going?
Take a shower. Make a phone call.
I'll make this very quick. Okay. I just popped in for the end, sort of like.
Wait a second. You were all for keeping me until you heard me take a shower, and you were like, "Yeah, I can smell him all the way over from here. He needs to take a shower."
Peas. Okay. I'm going to give you a little bit of advice. If you are chasing numbers, there's a couple of things that you only need to do.
I'm not
Very
chasing
simple.
numbers. Though.
No,
I'd like.
no. Very simple things. If you obviously observe what the younger generation do, they're very gifted when it comes to finding these little ways of getting their channels promoted. It comes down to putting out your shorts. I don't know if you realise, but when you go to upload your short, you can actually put please like and subscribe at the top. Little message. When you've typed it into your little box, you can actually move it about. So actually use the shorts as your advertising space and pop a little comment on there. It'll make a bit of difference. People will click.
What little box?
Okay, so but you have a little, you know, when we go live, you have your little drop downs on the right hand side in that oval little section.
Uh-huh.
When you go to upload the short, you'll have one that's got like a little pencil on it, and it'll give the option to type a comment. I'll go through a little video and I'll send you a little link on it. But it's very simple. If you obviously emphasise your shorts just a little bit more, you always put out quality shorts. And obviously, if you've got that little visual prompt on the actual short, it will make a bit more of an impact. That'll help.
Thank you, Jace.
Happy Saturday.
Hey, everything okay?
Yep, everything's good. As you know, there's a few people that like to spread a few rumours and get a little bit jealous, but it is what it is. Unfortunately, we have a nice little tight bubble. Some of us get looked after a little bit more than others do by certain people, which is only natural. So for myself, you're one of the main people that I try and support.
Thank you.
And it goes on a basis of how much we look alike. And obviously, because we look alike the most, you get the most support. Nothing more than that. Whatever you do, don't grow the beard, because that will mean I'll intensify the support.
Can I say, in all seriousness, you and I have been good friends for over a year now.
Yep.
I have never seen you do anything other than give support, give support, give support, even at times when it has put you at when it has actually put you out, when it has been to your own detriment. You have still
I've been stretched to my limits on more than one occasion.
and yet you still gave.
And I will still continue to give. I've helped a few. I've tried to help a few people. They don't always appreciate that help, and sometimes it turns out that they're pretty negative afterwards. This whole situation, I found out what it was about, and it revolves around jealousy. It unfortunately, because of certain situations where people think in certain ways because of how they are, it means that it impacts them a little bit more than what it would somebody that doesn't feel that way or doesn't think that way. And I'll give you a good example. Somebody that works in a bakery all day long, they go out into the sunshine and they're like, it's not that hot. Whereas somebody that works in a refrigerator, they go out into that sunshine and they're like, oh, I'm absolutely dying. It's just that difference between people. Obviously, when we take mental health into consideration, we have to be a little bit more understanding. We have to be a little bit more appreciative. It doesn't mean that we can allow certain actions or certain behaviours that go beyond the realms of acceptable. And obviously, when that line gets crossed, that's when we have to say something. A lot of the times, though, because we're understanding, we're accepting, so we don't give any weight or any issue to somebody's behaviour if they are a certain way. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying. Hopefully,
I do.
Most of the people understand exactly how it is, and they see things how they really are, as opposed to what people make out. So that's just happy Saturday.
I'm a little older than you, so I have a perspective, especially on jealousy. If I can hand some words of wisdom down to the younger generation, when you find that you are bearded, glassed, and bald, people are going to be naturally jealous of you. It's you just got to learn to take it.
Well, you just say that I was bearded and I'll get away with a little bit more. Is that what you're insinuating?
A little bit. There you go.
Quick thinking there. I was on your page for a second. Right, I'm not going to keep you too long. I know you've got a shower. Happy Saturday, everybody. Be kind, be caring. Look out for each other. We don't get that much time. Let's make it a good time.
Thank you,
Peace.
Jace. Appreciate
Cheers,
it.
mate.
Our good friend Jace with some uncommon words of wisdom. Not uncommon from Jace, but we don't often hear it. All right, guys, I'm gonna head off. Like I said, a few things to do. Hey, plane. Don't know what that means. So, hey, Adam, thank you for the feedback too with the 3-strike policy. I'm thinking, though, that I might remove a strike. It's going to be 2. That I like sniper. Here's the objective of A Course in Miracles. Every seeming attack is either a plea for help or an appeal for love. No exceptions to the fact. I never want to close my heart to any appeal or plea, hope or love. However, I also have to listen to voices of those that I love in the live stream who are asking the same thing. They are also asking for help. They're also asking for love. So I need to open up and see it from both of those perspectives. So everyone, you get that? Please don't continue doing this. And then you get timed out for 24 hours. And then you're always welcomed back. The heart's never closed. I will never cast anyone out from my heart. However, there will be some things on the live stream themselves, especially as again, I have some very busy and important guests coming up who are doing it out of the kindness and sincerity of their heart to help as many people as they think that they're able to. So I want things to flow smoothly for them to give their message to help as many people as they can. Does that make sense? Hey, Cece. I hope so. Adam says, Jason is wise as you are handsome. Let me know what you guys think. Adam, are we on for tomorrow night before I go? Well, I got to say, I can't be fair to everyone. People are definitely going to think that these are unfair. They will. I apologize. I'm not trying to be fair anymore. I'm trying to be kind. I'm trying to be as loving as possible. I'm trying to have the people that I care about feel safe and at ease. Grandma says, "What's wrong, Yogi?" Nothing, Grandma. We're just trying to keep things running smoothly. We want things to. I have a very clear objective with my channel of what I would like to accomplish and what I would like to, the goal, my function, I should say. I'm very clear on my function. My function is to forgive and to love. And I have a channel in which to perform that function to the best that I'm able, which means that if it's veering from that direction, then I need to put in place things that help me do so. If that means that certain people get timed out for 24 hours, so be it. It doesn't defy my function. It helps me perform that function in a more efficient manner. I am not known for my efficiency. I am known, listen to any conversation I have. Have you ever known me to be efficient and stay on point on any single topic whatsoever at any time? Come on. Show up at 5 o'clock in the morning and listen to me talk about spatulas or spoons or being attacked by geese. Honestly, just a goose. wasn't geese. It was a goose. And it was entirely my fault. I don't blame the goose. Goose did not have to attack me. I actually strained a glute muscle that hindered me for a week. Yes, that's the hazards of being 60 years old. You can actually strain a goose muscle running away from a goose. I ran away in a very manly, non-fearful fashion, by the way. If you've heard anyone say that Yogi screamed like a 9-year-old girl and ran away in fear, that's just rumors, and it's unfair, and it's only founded on the fact that I screamed like a 9-year-old girl and ran away. The point is, I am not known to be very efficient in my conversations. I have a tendency to wander, but I make my way back. And that means the objective stays the same. My function stays the same. I am here to love. I'm here to forgive. And that means everybody. But some people help me a little easier in that function. I don't know. We're blundering through. I'm going to do the best that I can. I'm going to do the best that I can because I love you guys. Right? Hey, driver. Cece says, I'm proud of you. Thank you, Cece. All right. She says, hey, Tiger, good and good. Hope you well. Hey, Dan, how are you? She says, hi to Chris. You guys definitely make it hard for me, too. Sniper can time out. I can time out. Sissy can time out. Eric LaPointe can time out. Eric LaPointe doesn't time people out. I think he has on occasion. You know it's pretty bad when Eric LaPointe times someone out. And I forget who else. Oh, Jace. Jace is a top mod. But, you know, they all know me. They all know me very well. They know that the last thing I ever want is to time anyone out. Ever. Driven says, hi, Yogi. Hey, Driven. Driven, I appreciate you being here. Jay says, Eric, I've always had that spanner, but never used it. I very rarely, I think in 2 years of doing live stream, have used it. Hi, Anna. Censorship leads to being censored. Whatever. But if Sniper does not like my opinion, can you tell me out for that? I don't think that's going to happen. I'll be honest with you. I don't think Sniper really cares about your opinion one way or the other. I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, I don't think Sniper cares if you agree with him or disagree with him. Hey, Jace, were you on your bike? I just noticed you're wearing a jacket. I'm seeing it play up on my big screen. Tells you about my powers of observation. I have very acute powers of observation just after the fact. I'll post a high note on my channel. Got you, Driven. Yep, I'll be honest with you, CC. Don't care about any of that. Me, I'm just trying to run a little channel. Jay says it's cold here now. Go for walk time. Got you. I thought you might be on your bike. So, as I mentioned before, Tiger King, and I've asked you repeatedly, it's the continuous airing of grievances that has caused a lot of issues. I wish it was other way. I wish there was another way to do this. I don't know what else today. I asked you if you wanted, I think a lot of things would change if you would come up and introduce yourself. And I asked you again if you wanted to do so. Come on up, talk to me for 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Let people get to know you. Let people see that you are just a person, just like me, struggling to get through the day, having your ups, having your downs. Um, so I don't know, Tiger King, I don't know what else to do, except that I dislike having the same conversation every day because it takes too much energy that we could be doing something otherwise. There's literally thousands of things we could be talking about, except for this that I talked about at 5 o'clock and talked about it yesterday. I do my best to always have your back at the expense not only of my channel but the expense of people that I truly truly love and care about. And I ask one simple thing from you: send me an email when you have issues. Air your grievances to me personally. On Facebook, send me a text. I will be there for you. I'm asking you to be there for me. That's it. So, as far as censorship, free speech, all that other stuff, excellent things to talk about, excellent things to be concerned about. Right now, I'm just doing my best to run my YouTube channel. Again, I am very assured about my function. Anything that is going to seem to take me off of that, I'm going to self correct. I will probably lose some, but maybe gain some more. I'm heading in a new direction. I would love, it's the same old direction. I'm just doing it differently. I would love everyone to come because I got some really important people coming up to talk about some really important stuff. If you want to find a way to be at peace and love your way through life, maybe I can't help you, but I guarantee you some of the people coming up will be able to help you. Speaking of which, Lori Coburn, therapist, teacher, student of A Course in Miracles. She will be here Wednesday. Love you guys. Thank you, Jace. What's your favorite color, Tiger? Again, Blue Moon, you're airing your grievances about the things that I'm doing to help my channel. I can appreciate why you're doing it, but it doesn't help me. It causes me a lot of issues. It causes me a lot of personal pain. I've reached out to people. How can I best do this? And they have seen the amount of pain that it puts me in. So I'm doing my best for everyone, including you. If you're not on board, just say so. Just say that you're not on board, and I will help you find another channel that might be more accepting than mine. How's that sound? Thank you, Jace. You said P is worth a ticket. It was a purely by accident. Anna says, thank you, Jace. Eric Point says, U.S. has freedom of speech. This doesn't stop you from getting fired from a job. Excellent point. It just keeps you out of jail. YouTube as a business has every right to monitor what is said on its platform. Thank you, Eric. Good point. I always knew that I agreed with you 100% politically on everything that you think and stand for, Eric. I don't think I ever said that. I'll tell you right off the bat. Next election, I'm voting for Eric LaPointe. Eric LP is here. What's another one? Thank you, Jason. And thank you, Eric. I appreciate it. CC says, much love, Yogi. Thank you, CC. CC, you and I, politically, we probably agree on quite a bit. Probably almost everything. We don't always agree on things metaphysically. We don't always agree with things on the channel. I always appreciate you and your support. He says, not shower time just yet. It is, not yet. But it's getting soon. It's not far away, guys. My poor cat just got up and left the room. Have you ever heard a cat actually say "pu"? That was for you, Jace. "Pu." That's exactly what my cat says. Eric Point says, this is from Jason Shirley. Thank you, Eric Point. I know butting heads, and it's okay to butt heads. I don't expect everyone to agree with me. I'm a big fan of Donovan too. Adam, you should come up and sing Donovan tonight. Thank you, Sissy. You hear my cat right here complaining? The Moon says, don't say any bad. Can't you just leave it and move on? If we could, Tiger King. Just says Shirley is my baby. Adam says resentment is like a scab. Don't pick it; it can get affected. I agree. Let it go. Don't have one. It's easier than we think. Cece says we can't make everyone happy. No, we can't. So, Tiger King, what we can do is drop it. Just drop it. Relax. I can promise you that I will never time you out if you are relaxed. If you ask questions to me, about me, if you ask questions to the guests that I bring up, if you have polite, respectful conversations, and if you, I know this is hard, if we can drop some of the accusations against other people, I can guarantee you that Adam, that Sniper, that Eric Point, that Jace, I can guarantee you that none of them, Sissy, Cat, none of them are coming at you. None of them are making accusations about you. No one wants to hurt you. But I'll say this one more time. Just me personally, I have this conversation with you twice, sometimes 3 times a day, every day, for what, a month, 2 months now? Personally, I don't mind having them with you all the time, but it takes a whole lot of energy and it takes me away from the chat and the doing things that I love to do. So again, I keep asking, can we do things a different way? Remember, you might have heard me tell the story of how Course in Miracles came to be. 2 colleagues who were always in conflicts with each other and the entire staff at Columbia University. Finally, one of them turned to the other and said, there has to be a different way. There has to be a better way. And very unexpectedly, the colleague that he had the most issue with said, there is, and I will help you find it. And that set off a series of psycho-spiritual events that brought 7 years of interdictation of A Course in Miracles into play. A book that has literally changed millions and millions of life, including mine. So I look at you, Tiger King, and I ask, there has to be a better way. And if you will help me find it, you and I are cool. You can email me any complaint, legitimate or otherwise. You can text me any complaint. I will answer each one. I will address each one. But I ask you here on the chat, just contribute to the chat. Just be a friend to those that you can be a friend to and ignore the ones that you can't be a friend to. There are people who are going to be here who love to talk to you, and there are going to be people here who don't like to talk to you. Guess what? There are people here in my own live stream who don't particularly like to talk to me. And there's some who still don't like to particularly talk to me. I know who you are. I got my eyes on you. Bruce is maintaining. Gotcha, Bruce. Hey, Mary. Ellie is back. Welcome back, Ellie. And welcome back, Bruce. So I hope that clears things up. Bottom line, If things aren't cool, sadly, unfortunately, I will not be happy about it, but I will do it. I will time you out for 24 hours. If you have a complaint, if you think it's unfair, send me an email or a text and explain the situation. I can reverse it. I probably won't, but I can. Anytime anyone is ever timed out, I don't suspect a whole lot of people are going to be, except Runner Boy. I don't know why I continuously have the urge to throw Runner Boy. I absolutely love Runner Boy and have for years. Um, Cypress says from day one, Tiger King, we set off on the wrong foot, and then you created a story with alternate accounts, making more people believe you were two different people. For a laugh, only you was laughing. Ellie says Becca did the drawing. Mary says hi to everyone. Eric Point says always remember if you're feeling low, go into a chat room that's positive and match the energy. Never bring down the energy in a positive chat because you won't get what you want out of it, which is peace. Awesome. Eric Lapointe. I want to pin your comment, and it's actually a shame that I'm only going to be live for about 2 more minutes because that should be displayed all the time. That should be displayed on every single live stream everywhere. CC says, people do that, Yogi? What did I miss? What did they do? What did they do? Is this something I don't do? Oh, the multiple profiles? Yeah. Yeah, it happens. Stephen says that's a perfect quote. It is. But not as much as I love Uncle Yogi. Thank you, Ali. I love you too. All right. So again, hopefully everyone here knows I do have your back. I will do my best for you as often as I can. All right. I do have to run. I do have to take a shower. I got a few people I need to call. Hey, Buddha. But you know what? Sonel and Chris really gave me a little bit of peace. Jason's saying, row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. If you see a crocodile, just be sure to scream. Or a goose. Eric Point says, Runner Boy is fair game only because we like him and he can take it. True. Absolutely true. I said I have you back too, Yogi. I will protect you all, but I have to go check out my cat as she's got in a fight earlier. Prayers to your cat, Ellie, and thank you. Cece says, I love you. I love you too, Cece. Chris says, if we're always mindful that we're not the only ones in the chat can flow really beautifully. And it often has. The thing is, none of this is new. As Eric Lapointe, Sniper have seen, we've always had. It's always, I don't know. We've always had someone. Carlos Castaneda call them petty tyrants. Everyone needs one. This is how we learn. This is how we learn to navigate. This is how we learn to choose peace. If everything is always peaceful, we never learn to choose peace because we never have a reason to choose it. It's when we have those unruly elephants. That's right. I said unruly elephants. You thought I was going to say elements. No, it's when we have those unruly elephants that come in, shake things up a bit. Now we get the opportunity to choose peace. What a blessing. And I'm glad. However, when we have those unruly elephants want to hang out And we love having them hang out, and we want them to start choosing peace as well. So here's the opportunity. Choose peace. With that, I love you guys. Finally, I'm going to take a shower. All right, guys, come on by. We're going to sing tonight. No idea what we're going to sing, but we're going to try, right? And soon we'll break out the kazoos. Anna says, thank you so much, Yogi. Anna, thank you so much. You are a wonderful friend. Jay says, she lay by my side. Anna, just uploaded a new short. Awesome. Thank you, Cece. Much appreciated. All of you guys. Thank you so much. Love you. We'll be back.